What up, guys? It's fan service Renji.
I'm Shana Mostella.
Well, it is somebody's birthday month.
Me.
This girl has not hesitated to celebrate every day of this month until her birthday. Why not? It's 2020. Things have been messed up for a while, so why not celebrate every day? On that note, we want to talk about cosplayer birthdays. There's many holidays that a lot of us don't agree with. But your birthday, though, it's your special day. It's the only day that's special to you. So why not celebrate it? If no one else is going to appreciate your existence, then you need to. And what better way than to give yourself an amazing birthday weekend, or in Shauna's case, month? 2020 has definitely made us celebrate special occasions differently. I like to look at things I've done to figure out what I want to do in the future. So we'll just talk about some of the birthdays we've had or birthdays we've experienced. We'll take it way back when I was a wee little jungle Asian kid. In my culture, birthdays weren't meant for the child. The birthdays were celebrations for the family. Now that I think about it, I've been used and abused when it comes to birthdays. My parents would throw these grand parties. Families would come and give you envelopes of money. But me, the child, I never touched any of that money. And I didn't realize that till I was an adult. You thought rappers got shitty record deals? Well, jungle Asian kids got it even worse. My parents would probably walk away with a couple hundred to thousands of dollars. And they'd be like, oh, Renji, it's your birthday. Pick out any $50 gift you want. You know, being a dumb kid, I'm like, ooh, $50, $50. I was struggling to get $5 toys, but when my parents were like, you can spend $50, I was like the happiest child on earth. I remember some of the dumb things I spent it on. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle van, that was $50.
Wow.
Video games. I was the talk of the town when I was like, check out this new video game I got. Back in those days, in kid money, that was like $1 million. I didn't have friends that got new games. They got to rent games, but they didn't get to own games. As I grew up, I had nieces and nephews that had parties. I watched how much money they were taking in, and my brain started ticking like, wait a damn minute. I used to get that money. But my parents kept it all.
Yep.
They threw me the party. Appreciate that. But for damn sure, they did not spend that kind of money on my party, because half the time we celebrated it in our little shitty 2-bedroom apartment. It's not like my parents took me to Chuck E. Cheese and dropped all this kind of money. No, we celebrated my little ghetto birthday in my little ghetto apartment, and then they kept all the money.
Right.
What kind of bullshit is that? Before my minority friends get on my ass, yes, I understood now. They took the money and they kept me alive because my parents are poor, but still, $50 present?
They could at least gave you 100.
I know. Come on, Mom and Dad. Shit.
100.
Y'all spent more than that on alcohol.
You could have got 2 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle vans.
Right. I could have got the van and Shredder's Technodrome. I could have got both. My parents spent more than that on beer. My friends weren't drinking beer, but their friends sure were.
And
so why did I get the short end of the stick?
And the Hennessy.
And the Hennessy, yes. Don't forget about the Asian Hennessy. Y'all was drinking on my behalf. And this went on for years until I got too old. And my parents were like, you know what? You don't need any more birthdays. I felt the type of way because I have a cousin, a first cousin, who was born the same day as me, but 2 years later. She was like the baby girl of the family. This is what used to happen. They would come to my party. We were the more broke family. They would come eat up our food, drink our booze, and then go to my cousin's party. They were the bougie ones of the family and just hang out there all night. I caught my dad once being like, God damn it. Every year they come eat our food, drink our shit, and then go over there and spend their money.
Right. So
my baby cousin would walk away with all the freaking presents and the money because she was the baby girl. Oh, I hated her. I'm still mad to this day. I'm a grown-ass man, but I'll think about that shit. Just be like, yo, bougie-ass family. Because it's funny now, right? Because my siblings and their peers, they all have kids. They complain the same way my parents complain about her parents. Because she be throwing the bougiest of bougie parties for her kids now.
Wow.
But they don't know that that's what their parents did to her. They'll always be like, oh, this bitch gonna rent a yacht for her little 6-year-old.
A yacht.
Oh, this bitch gonna have an elephant and a donkey and a clown and free pizza. It just goes to show you certain things just run in the family.
Mm-hmm.
Because of my crappy childhood birthdays, I made it a point when I was an adult and could afford to throw my own parties. I did. Let me throw it to Shauna so she could talk about some of her childhood birthdays.
Well, one of my earliest birthdays that I remember, I might have been like 3 or 4. I wasn't like in middle school or anything like that yet.
I would hope not if you were 3 or 4.
No, I
Shit,
don't
you
remember
a
exactly
genius.
how old I was. I just remember being a little girl, and I had the prettiest birthday cake. My mom, she's not very creative. I would tell her what I wanted, and then she would kind of just like plan a birthday around what I wanted. So this year, I wanted a Barbie party. And I had this really beautiful Barbie that I had gotten like maybe like a year before or something like that.
I can't see you having a Barbie party. Sorry. Just,
I was never like like a pretty princess kind of girl like ever growing up. Like even on Halloween, I never wanted to be a princess or
Yeah.
anything like that. I wanted to be something scary. But during this time, it was like still in my innocence. So like I had this very beautiful Barbie doll with a really beautiful pink dress. She was a black Barbie, okay, and she had her hair all up in like a curly bun, and she had a big old tiara and a big old wedding dress, a pink wedding dress. I didn't really have any ideas at the time, so when my mom asked me what did I want for my birthday party this year or what theme did I want to go with, I just grabbed my Barbie doll and went like this. I want this.
nice.
So then my mom, as non-creative as she is, she pretty much just took the Barbie doll that I had and like took the dress off of it and used the Barbie doll as like a base for my birthday cake.
Oh,
So
okay.
the birthday cake itself was like the dress that the Barbie doll was wearing, but she stuck the Barbie doll in the middle. So it's kind of like my doll was wearing like my birthday cake. So
That's more than I can give my parents. I got a generic cake from Meyer that said happy birthday, and it didn't even have my name. Anyways, birthday party? Barbie party?
She also had a little dress made for me. I remember it being blue. Like my birthday cake was pink, but my dress ended up being blue, and it had little bells on the inside of the skirt. So every time I would walk around, I would like jingle.
I don't even care where your story's going right now. I'm already hating that your birthdays. I'm already hating that this one birthday has been better than all my childhood birthdays combined.
No, I was a princess, okay, so I can kind of relate to your cousin that you were hating on because
You were
she
the
was,
bougie cousin.
I was because I'm the only child, so I had to have everything I wanted.
Baby girl syndrome.
My mom had a dress made for me, and then she also had a little tiara made for me. It was so cute and everything. And I didn't have many friends at the time. It was very humble. Like, we didn't go anywhere special or anything like that. We just had the party in my house. Nothing else was special about this party. It was just me and my best friend. I'm going to put her name out there because it's so unusual. And, like, I haven't spoken to this girl in, like, a lot of years, like, decades. So I'm just going to put her name out there because there's no one else named this name. It's crazy because I have to mention it because it's crazy. Her name was Tondalea. Let that soak in.
What?
Drink that down. Her name was Tondalea.
Tondalea.
Tondalea. That was just her first name.
That was just her first name? Okay. All right.
Tondalea.
Tondalea.
I never forgot her name. I was only friends with her right around this time, and I never really got in contact with her again. Actually, no, I did. And that's going to come after the story.
I bet that was a pain in the ass to put on birthday cakes.
Tondalea.
Tondalea. I bet when she went to amusement parks, they definitely didn't have her name on a keychain.
It was a very humble party, so I was only allowed to invite one person, and I invited
Tondalea.
because she was my best friend at the time. We were cute. Like, my mom got her a tiara as well, so we were just little princesses and in my house and running around. But when it came time for us to blow out my candles on my cake, like the cake itself was just the dress, but like they had the candles around it and made it look pretty, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have a princess party. Princess cake is so pretty. And as I go to blow out the candles, freaking Tondalea blew out my candles before I did. She just took it upon herself. They were like, okay, get ready, Shana, get ready. And here she goes, right before me. Like, I was so pissed. I cried. I cried for like 20 straight minutes. I was like, no, this is my party. It's my birthday. What are you doing, bitch?
That's such a bitch move, and I feel your pain because I've had parties where my bougie cousins from that same family,
Yeah.
they have blown out my birthday cakes as well. And even as a kid, I'm looking at them like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna shove this candle where candles don't belong.
I was
You about to have a
so
birthday in your colon.
Tonda freaking Leia.
That happened at a lot of my family functions. It wasn't only my birthday, but my older brothers. Obviously, we have the same cousins. These same bougie ass cousins would come and blow out our birthday cakes. I think there's even a picture of one of my older brothers having a birthday where my bougie cousin, not the baby girl, her older brother, blew out his birthday cake.
Oh, wow.
I hate that family.
So after that, I never talked to Tondalia again. I wanted to bring this up again because I did run into Tondalia somewhere later in life. When I finally made it to high school, I had caught wind that someone was named Tondalia in my class. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, there's no way. There's no way this bitch made it all the way to my high school. So that I finally found out who she was, where she was. I hunted her down in my school.
It's like an anime revenge story about to happen. There's kill in the process.
I finally found her because we had the same lunch period one year. And I'm like, Tondalia, is that you? And she remembered me.
Oh, hell no.
I was like, remember that time when you was at my birthday party one year and you blew out my candles? She's like, yeah, that was me. I was like,
oh, hell no.
it was the same chick.
If I was you, I would have went to her little lunch tray and just start drinking her juice. Like, how do you like it? Start eating her shitty ass high school lunch. That's how I felt 15 years ago when I was a wee little kid.
I let her have it, but I could see it in her face that she felt bad about it. So I didn't let her have it too much. But I'm just like, you little bitch. You know, I cried for 20 minutes because you blew out my candles on my birthday, on my beautiful pink princess birthday party cake. And she was like, I know, I'm so sorry. And I still feel bad about that. And like, I feel bad for the girl. I'm just like, you know what?
It's
Forget
funny
it.
because you held a grudge from then until high school, but you still have it in your heart right now to talk about in the podcast. Tondalia messed up, and this bitch better watch her back because if you catch her on the streets again, I don't feel that it's
It's
over.
going to be on. It's going to be on.
You're
the
gonna wait
Donkey
for her to
Kong.
have some like club birthday. I bet you follow her on Instagram, just waiting for her to have a club birthday. And once the little bartenders or the little bar girls come out with the
Oh, roll up.
once the little bar girls come out with the bottles with the sparklers, Shana gonna roll up and just take the sparklers out and start just drinking this girl's booze out the bottle. Like, happy birthday to me, Tondalia.
Remember
bitch.
me? Remember me?
You blew out my candle, so I'm gonna drink your booze.
That was my very first birthday experience, and it was ruined by Tonda freaking
Damn.
Leia. Tonda Leia, I'm gonna find you again one of these days, and you are gonna rue the day that you were born.
You're gonna
You were
rue
gonna
the day.
rue the day.
It's a good lesson to all you parents out there. Don't let your kids blow out other people's birthday cake because years later, when they're adults, they're gonna remember.
Oh, her mom
and make
wasn't there.
podcasts about it.
Her mom wasn't there. Her mom dropped her off at my house, and then my mom had
bitch.
to break her the news after the party. Like, you know what? Your kid ruined my kid's birthday. She gotta go. And I never spoke to her ever again. Like, she was my best friend in preschool. I don't remember her much, but like, I just remember her name, and I just remember her being.
So Tonalia's mom wasn't shit either then.
Nah.
She's gonna drop her kids off like it's daycare.
I know, like, there was no one else at this party, so like, she could have just hung out and had some barbecue, because I had barbecue at my party, because my mom could do that. She could throw down on the barbecue. Okay, I had a barbecue, princess pink party,
Ooh,
and
them southern black barbecues. You can't miss that shit. I've never been to one. I've only seen it on TV, but they just look so delicious.
I had rib tips, I had mac and cheese, I had baked beans, I had some mac salad.
Did you have Big Mama special sauce?
My mom actually did make her own
Ah,
sauce.
I saw that shit on Martin Lawrence's Big Mama's house, and there was a jar of special sauce.
She used to have like basic barbecue sauce, and then she put seasoning in it and like peppers and all kinds of
But
stuff.
that special sauce.
And she let it
though.
like roast for like an hour or two.
God.
Mm-hmm.
All foods we can't have.
Oh my God! If I could just go back to that one point in time and just have some more rib tips and special sauce. Ooh.
Ooh.
But you know what, man? Screw Tondalea. Screw you, Tondalea. Man, I hope your edges grew back because, girl, you was hurting for some edges back in high school when I finally saw
Damn.
you. So I'm still a little salty about what you did on my birthday. So, like, yeah, I'm hating on your edges.
Shauna said, grow your edges, bitch. Get on her level.
I hope she's not on my Facebook anymore.
I hope she is, because I want to see what she got to say about you talking shit about her edges.
But I thought we were friends, bitch. No.
You ruined her princess party. There ain't no comeback from that. I mean, in my life, there wouldn't be. You ruined my princess party? You dead to me, bitch. Anyways, so with traumatic childhood birthday parties, obviously, when you're older, you want to throw a better one.
Oh, yeah. Really quick before we get to the adult parties, I did one year have a birthday party at McDonald's.
Oh, shit.
I was in the 7th grade. Let me just clarify this because my mom was a single parent and I just caught wind at some point her talking about my birthday and what she should do. She was saying how, you know, she couldn't afford a birthday party that year for some reason. So me being the humble person that I am, the considerate person that I am, I decided to make it easier for my mom this year because my dad wasn't in the picture. There was no one really there to help her. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to be a brat. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to tell her straight up, let's just have my birthday party at McDonald's. So that's exactly what I did.
Oh, damn.
And to top it off, that year I had 2 fractured wrists.
Oh,
and that's
damn.
the only time I had any like broken bones or anything like that. But I fractured my wrist at the same time. So I felt bad for that too as well. I felt bad that, you know, my mom had to take care of me during this time because I couldn't use my arms.
Yeah.
I couldn't rotate my arms or anything or
Oh.
do anything for myself. I couldn't lift anything. So I felt bad about that. But I also felt bad that it was my birthday. And she always tried to do something nice for me. So I'm like, you know what? McDonald's is right there on the corner. Let's just go there. I'm going to invite who I want and they can pay for their own meal.
Damn.
And
Okay.
I was trying to be considerate. I was
Yeah,
trying to be
yeah.
a good girl. Like, I'm not one to be bougie or even to this day. Like, I don't want too much for any occasion. I just didn't want my mom to feel bad. So this birthday, I had a couple of friends come out. My cousins were there. People were kind of like, all right, McDonald's. But you know what? I took that from my mom. I took that for her. So in case anybody that came to my party was like talking shit, I was like, no, my idea. It was me. It was all me. In case they were trying to say like my mom was being cheap or whatever. No, I took that rap from my mom. So I did that for her.
Damn.
I don't even want to hear it from.
That was big of you.
I don't want to hear from nobody. That birthday, I was like, nope. It's all me. I don't care. Everybody get your nuggets and shut the F up.
Get your happy meal and be happy, bitch.
And that's all we did. We just went to McDonald's and that was pretty much it. And like,
Yo, that's crazy. As many times as I went to McDonald's when I was younger, I used to always see the McDonald's birthday option. I used to talk shit. Even with all the crappy birthdays I've had, I used to be like, man, who has their birthday at McDonald's?
the staff was so cool because they gave us a little ice cream cups with the spoon that came with it that they got from Julasco. Hey, shout out to Julasco though. Back in the Midwest. Hey man, you my homie. But anyways, they came out with these little ice cream cups with the spoon. It was for free. It was all for free. I'm like, I even let them know. I'm like, hey, this better be for free. And they're like, yeah, happy birthday. Enjoy your day. They felt bad for us.
Wow. I never knew anyone that's had a McDonald's birthday. When you told me that the first time, I didn't know how to feel. At first, I wanted to laugh, but then I understand we both grew up poor. So I'm just like, damn, that's a come up. I never had those kind of parties, as I just explained. I just had the same old fundraiser party where my parents kept all the money. On one end, I was like, McDonald's. But then I was like, wait a minute.
I wish I had my birthday at McDonald's.
Exactly. That was exactly it. So then I was low-key jealous. I used to hate McDonald's as a kid. Why? Because we're the first generation in America. My dad, he only knew Big Mac, fries, and Coke. Imagine yourself as a kid. You don't want a Big Mac. And you don't want Coke. Maybe fries. No. My dad didn't even learn the word Coke. Every time we used to go to McDonald's, he used to say this, and I quote, 2 Big Macs and an ice cold drink. Wait. Excuse me, sir? 2 Big Macs and an ice cold drink.
Just like that.
Just like that, because he heard it in a commercial. That's the English my dad knew.
Oh, okay. It makes sense.
There would be my mom, dad, and 4 kids in the car. What would he order? 2 Big Macs and an ice cold drink. Then we would roll up to the window, and my dad would be like, more food. And he would show them all the kids in the car, and they'd be like, oh, okay. So 2 Big Macs and an ice cold drink ended up being 6 Big Mac combo meals.
Oh, damn.
And then if you don't specify your drink, they used to just give us Cokes.
Right.
So we would all get a Big Mac, fry, Coke value meal. I didn't like beef as a kid at the time. I hated Big Macs. I used to have to scarf them down.
Man, Big Macs were a delicacy in my family.
I still don't like Big Macs to this day.
If you got a Big Mac or a Whopper from Burger King, you was special.
No. I hated Whoppers as well. Because when my dad discovered Burger King, he'd be like, oh, give me 2 Whoppers and an ice cold drink.
Oh, jeez.
I hated Whoppers too. So anyways, I said all this to say I hated McDonald's for the longest time. Then one day, my dad's friend ordered a fish fillet and chicken nuggets. It blew my mind. I'm like, McDonald's has other things than Big Macs and ice cold drinks? Low key, I used to throw away the hamburger. I would mash it up and pretend I ate it. Even though...
You little shit.
Yeah, even though we were starving as a family, I hated Big Macs. So I would not eat them. I would eat the fries. Finally, I was brave enough to tell my dad, can you just get me like 2 orders of fries? I don't want to eat a Big Mac. And he's okay. So he would just get me fries and a Coke. And I hated Coke.
I hate Coke to this day, though.
Anyway, so finally, when his friend introduced him to Filet-O-Fish and chicken nuggets, that's all I ever had since then. My dad was like, okay, you can get chicken nuggets. But that took like 10 years of my childhood to get to that level. Anyways, back to the birthday stuff.
But I did want to add one more thing, because all the times I did tell my mom that she was off the hook for these like epic birthday parties or whatever, because we did some shit back in the day. Like, you know, there was some stuff that she did for me. But like this one
What, she get you drugs?
No, she...
I don't know. You just had that look on your face like she got you some shit.
No, she went all out for me. And my aunt, her sister would always pitch in and do things nice for me, because I'm the only child, so like they felt bad for me basically. But one year my mom did the most. She pulled all the stops. I don't know why she did this for me. It was my 16th birthday. My aunt had already taken the family out to Jamaica that year, my sweet 16 year, in my birthday month. So I considered it a part of my birthday. And I thought that was it. But my mom turned around and was like, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I'm like, I thought I already did it. Like, we went to Jamaica, you know, I'm happy. And because I was so into like all things Japanese, like Asian culture at the time, like my weeaboo moments, my otaku fascination was just starting. I was so like blown away by like Chinatown and stuff like that, and like Mitsuwa and all this like weeaboo stuff and anime. So my mom asked me what I really wanted to do for my birthday, and I'm like, you know what would be cool if I can get all my friends and all my family to go down to Chinatown and we just have like a whole day in Chinatown. I didn't even really think about that idea like in a grand scale. I just wanted my friends and I to go down and get some cheap food in Chinatown or whatever and just spend the day and go buy some cheap gifts or whatever. And that would have been cool for me. My mom told my aunt about it and she's like, yeah, that's what she wants to do. But then my aunt's like, better yet, let's get some limos and take them down there.
Damn.
So I had one limo that took me and my friends down there, but I also had another limo from my family to meet us down there. For those of you who don't know, I'm from Chicago, and Chinatown was just like... Chinatown is amazing out in Chicago. I loved it out there. Chinatown out here is not the same, but...
Chinatown, Chicago is probably one of the top 3 Chinatowns in the country. I think New York Chinatown, San Francisco, and Chicago. I'd probably give Chicago number 3.
Because it was just epically beautiful. I loved everything about it. But we rolled up in 2 limos, one for my family, one for my friends. We was all in the limo, just like getting it, just like
Damn.
dancing in the back seat and everything. And when we pulled up, I kid you not, everybody in Chinatown thought we were celebrities. They were stopping on the corners, taking their phones out, taking pictures of us,
Damn.
thinking that we were the first family or something. I was like, damn, I feel like a celebrity on my own birthday. We booked out this entire Chinese restaurant. It's no longer there, but I think it was called the House of Fortune. And my family had a room to themselves, and my friends had a room to themselves in this restaurant. And we just ordered whatever we wanted. It was epic. I did not think my mom could pull this out of her ass. Like, seriously. Like, she was the type of person who wasn't very, like, creative or anything like that. But my aunt, on the other hand, was like kind of on the bougie side. So she's like, you know what? Let me just do this whole thing. Like, you sit down. We're not talking to you no more. So my aunt helped my mom come up with this big, epic plan. And we just spent the entire day in Chinatown. We were like celebrities. We were gods. Everyone thought we were so special. It was epic.
It sounds epic. I'm already hating on you right now. My mind's going through what I did on my quote-unquote Sweet 16.
Don't sweat it too much. Don't sweat it. This was my very last, like, hurrah. All I needed that day was for MTV to come out and be like, Sweet 16, and, like, follow me with cameras and everything. Like, this party was epic.
We done talking about her birthday.
We're never done talking about my birthday because it's my birthday month. It's my birthday month. Yes, yes, yes.
When I turned 16, I had to throw myself my own birthday party. And there were no limos. There were no reservations. There was no nothing. There was friends, hood shit, a 2-bedroom apartment, and some other hood shit. After years of not having any celebrations, I'm like, you know what? I'm 16. I need to throw a party for myself. I've done everything right in life. At this time, I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment with my mom, her friend, and my younger brother. My younger brother was already reckless. He's like, you know what? Let's have a party. So we had a party, bunch of little high school kids. I invited all my best friends from my other school district. I just moved schools too. Some of my friends invited this girl I was kind of crushing on. This girl wanted to spend the night. She wanted to hook up that night. Me being dumb and oblivious, never having sex with anyone. I'm just like, all my friends are going to spend the night. Boy, was that a mistake.
Oh, man.
My mom knew I was having a party. So she went like a couple apartment buildings down to hang out with her friends. And she was over there getting lit. She's like, you can have a party if you want.
Damn.
Anyway, so we're having this epic party of high schoolers.
How many kids was there?
There was like 30 to 40 kids
What?
with no adult supervision.
Oh my God, that's like some TV shit.
It was. None of us were drinking. We were high school kids, but we weren't those bad high school kids that drank. I was DJing my own party, and the music was loud, but we lived in this little ghetto-ass apartment complex and nobody cared. Most of our building and the buildings next to us were my mom's friends, so they didn't care. My mom told them what was up.
Yeah, that's cool.
We were out partying that night. This girl kind of passes me a note saying she wants us to be official. I didn't read that note till later in the night, but her friends kept telling me, hey, did you read the note? Did you read the note? I'm like, no, I'm saving it. This girl was trying to hook up all night, but my dumb ass didn't want to read the note.
We just want to drink Mountain Dew and have popcorn and pizza.
Pretty much. We didn't even have pizza. We had Mountain Dew and potato chips. I finally read that note. My friends are playing video games in my bedroom. This girl and a bunch of her friends are lying on the bed. I try to reach over and grab her hand, but I grabbed the wrong girl's hand. And she's like, I ain't your girlfriend.
Damn.
Apparently, those girls had been drinking somewhere else because they looked kind of buzzed. And then finally, this girl was like, did you read the note? And I was like, no. So I read the note, and then she's like, oh, she wants to be official. So then it was a matter of like, when can I finally make out with this girl? But me being me, I was so oblivious to any of that. I was too worried about the party and all my friends.
Trying to
And
be a
my
good
mom,
boy. Trying to get everyone home at a reasonable hour.
exactly. So that's what I'm doing. I still haven't made out with this girl. I haven't done anything. We're in high school, mind you. So making out was good enough for me.
Hey, high school to me was something different. But anyways, go continue.
So it just comes down to everyone finally leaves except my best friends that are in another school district. They traveled 45 minutes to hang out with me, so they weren't going home. Their parents dropped them off.
Oh, damn.
I'm stuck with these like 5 dudes. Then my mom calls me telling me she's drunk and she needs me to come get her.
What?
So then I gotta go a couple apartments down and walk her drunk ass back to my apartment. And then she's like, "Hey, did you have a good birthday? Hey, your mom's drunk right now, so I'm glad you had a good time. Can you walk me into my bedroom so I can sleep?" So then I walk her to her bedroom so she could sleep.
Damn, I'm a fan service.
Yeah. So she's passing out. Well, I got this girl that's now my girlfriend that wants to hook up, and my 5 best friends from my old school. Me being dumb, I'm like, everybody, let's just sleep in my room. These dudes all sleep on the floor. Like 5 guys lay on the floor. And me and this girl are on the bed. She is trying so hard to hook up. She don't even care that my friends are there. She like unbuttons her shirt and she's just laying there in her bra and she's making out with me.
You bad boy.
God, I wish I was a bad boy. I didn't know what to do. I was like, but my friends are all on the floor. And she was just kissing me and she was just like touching me. She was touching my naughty bits and she's like, well, it's your birthday. What do you want to do? Hey, walk me to the bathroom. So we go in the bathroom and like her titties are out and she's making out with me. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do. At this time in my life, I've never had sex with a girl, so I didn't know what to do. She's looking at me like we supposed to hook up in the bathroom or go out in the living room or wherever.
Wow.
She didn't care.
Bad girl.
Bad girl indeed. So we're making out. Oh, she was so hot too. She looked like Gal Gadot because she was like this mixed European. I'm mad at younger 16-year-old me. This girl looked like Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman. She was hot. She was like this European goddess that I didn't know what to do with. I was a nerd. I didn't know what to do with women. I barely started dating by this time. She looked so disappointed, yo.
I mean, she should have been.
She should have been, especially because she had spent time in Europe. So I'm sure she's done more than that.
Oh, yeah.
So we all just kind of slept in this room with my 5 friends on the floor and her in the bed. And nothing happened. I was woken up at 6 in the morning by some lawnmower guy who mowed the lawn for the apartment, and he blared his music, and that's what woke me up at 6 in the morning. And that was my awesome Sweet 16 because I was old enough to drive. My mom was like, you know what? I know you only have your permit and you don't have your license yet, but just drive all your friends home.
Oh, wow.
So I spent the next day without a driver's license driving all my friends home. I drove I drove all them home and then drove this girl home. And she told me she was disappointed. She was like, dude, how much easier could I have made it for you? I wrote you a note after weeks of like flirting with me. If I didn't get it then, and of course I did. I was oblivious to it.
Don't you wish that sometimes people would just write you a note and like letting you know that they like you so that you don't have to like play this like back and forth game, you know, like cat and mouse game. Don't you wish that it would be like that all the time?
Oh yeah, I didn't want blue balls for my Sweet 16, but that's what I got.
And you being that age didn't even know what that meant.
And she was like, dude, why did you have all your friends spend the night? I'm like, I don't know. Why didn't you tell me earlier until the day of the party? My friends were 15. I was the first to turn 16. None of us had cars.
But yet you were the only one. See, they knew this shit before you did. You were the only one in your friend group that was given the most freedom to do whatever you wanted. And they even gave you the keys to the car. And then you could
Literally.
You could have done anything. Like if you, this was like the perfect recipe for you to be like a bad boy.
Yeah.
You could have did anything you wanted.
My mom gave me the keys to the car. This girl gave me the keys to her car. But I didn't read the note till the end of the night, so that's where I messed up. But I didn't want to send my friends home. They had no way of getting home. They were 15.
I obviously she didn't care that they were there or not, so
Yeah,
you
she
messed
didn't
it up for
care.
yourself.
She lived like 10 minutes down the street from me. That was my sweet 16. I didn't have a limo to take me to Chinatown. So, with all this said, I just wanted to make sure my adult birthdays made up for my crappy childhood birthdays. I also wanted to extend that to Shauna, even though she had a limo and a McDonald's birthday and a Prince's birthday. But I knew for the most part she's had a shitty upbringing because her mom was ghetto, to say the
Yeah.
least. We'll fast forward to a Shauna birthday party. Shauna had said she had never really had an epic birthday party besides some kiddie shit. So I was like, you know what? Let me throw her a party. There was this really awesome karaoke lounge in Chinatown, Chicago called Sakura Lounge. We had become friends with the owner. So we're like, you know what? We can have a really lit party here. At Sakura, you can either be in the main room or you can book a private room. How the private room worked was you just had to pay a certain amount for drinks. You just had to spend a certain amount of money. We're thinking, we don't know that many people. We did an open invite on Facebook.
So we booked out this one room that was only supposed to have like a max capacity was like 10 or 12 people. When I showed up to my own party at this room, there was at least 20 people in that room that all claimed to be there for my birthday party. I was like, shit.
We walked in and didn't even know any of the people, maybe 2 people we knew.
Right. It was like an open invite between both our pages combined. So like there were people in there that were your friends that I didn't know, and then there was people in there that were my friends that you didn't know. And I'm just like, I didn't know that any of you guys even cared about me like that. Like,
Yeah.
what are you even here for?
I didn't even know most of these people either. The bartender was like, we have a bigger room available. Are you guys sure you don't want a bigger room? No, I don't know these people. I don't want to have to spend more money.
Right.
Because that room, you had to spend a minimum of $300 or pay $300. As long as your room ordered the minimum amount of drinks, it would cover the room. I'm like, I don't know these people. So then I started thinking, I was like, you know what? If anyone else shows up, we'll just divide the party between our private room and the public room. Oh, sure enough, more people showed up.
So me as a birthday girl, I was just stuck going from the private room to the public room, just trying to make my rounds and trying to say hello to everybody. It just became like a chore at my own birthday party. And I'm just like, there's so many people here. And it became a thing where in this one little karaoke spot, a lot of the people that were there for me. Like all the normal, regular people that went there all the time. My party was bigger than all of that. I didn't know how to feel. I was just like, whoops.
Yeah, this karaoke lounge was only used to having their regulars, like the Chinatown regulars. They weren't ready for a bunch of weebs trying to turn up.
Oh, yeah. And it was definitely a turn up.
It was. Our private room was already double capacity. Then we still had people spilling in the normal room. So that's why Shauna had to bounce back and forth. More people kept coming and coming. Our group's having a great time. We are dominating our private room. There's 20 people in there. We got another 20 to 30 people in the common area. This place is lit.
I have pictures. I have so many pictures from this party. And we just look like, every time I go back and look at the pictures and revisit this time, everyone just looked like they're having a blast. There's like pictures of us taking shots, people break dancing in the middle of the dance floor. There's just so much going on, and like even the owner of the club came out and like gave us complimentary drinks. Renji made that possible, and I will forever be grateful for that.
Even the regulars like, oh shit, we about to turn up. A lot of regulars at this Chinese karaoke lounge would just sing sad Chinese ballads. Then they saw us turning up. People were just like, oh, you're the birthday girl? They're buying Shauna drinks and dancing with her. The owner came to us and was like, every time y'all come here, it's a party. He appreciated us for just bringing the energy. We made so many friends that night, though. I'm glad it was an open invite. Some of the people that I'm really good friends with now, such as Ken in Chicago.
Yes.
He showed up that night, and that's when I met him. And I'm glad Brittany Shout out to you and your YouTube channel.
Pretty.
She brought Ken Ken and a bunch of her friends, and though we didn't know these people at the time, we got to know them, and we all became friends. And I didn't know that this section of the cosplay community existed.
Right. At the time, I didn't know that there was like other black cosplayers like that, or like a community of black
Yeah.
cosplayers, I should say. Even though I've been to Anime Central and stuff like that out there, but I never really knew like this kind of community existed. It was great to meet people like that and to be a part of that social group, because we're still friends to this day, and I really appreciate that so much.
Though it was overwhelming to see all these people that we didn't know show up because of this open invite, I'm grateful for that moment because I'm really good friends with some of those people today. I got a bromance with my boy Lawrence. He showed up at the party. We sang karaoke together every time I see him at ASIN. Besides this last time I saw him, I was super drunk, and he saw me. He's like, Renji, and my vision was blurry, and I didn't recognize him. And he's like, really, Renji? We got this karaoke bromance. I felt so bad because me and Lawrence was hitting them notes that brought us together. We fell in love in that karaoke room. All the other people I met during Shana's party just was so beautiful.
We're forever friends now.
Yeah, and the love of cosplay brought us together.
Yeah.
We just wanted to bring the community together. That's why it was an open invite to all cosplayers. Like,
Yeah.
hey, we're having this party. I know a lot of you cosplayers don't get to explore the city, but Chicago's a beautiful city. Y'all missing out. Y'all don't have to wait for a con. We can get together outside of con. And that was my idea behind Shauna's party, just to invite everyone to just come out and be social outside of cosplay. We wanted to bridge the gap between the different cliques, the different groups. That was Shauna's first adult get lit party. It was nice. Let's throw it back to Shana.
I have the most epic birthday parties.
We used to live right by where ASIN happened, Anime Central, in Rosemont, Illinois.
Yeah.
Because so many people were familiar with ASIN, we figured, what about a birthday where ASIN happens in the Rosemont Entertainment District? That is only 5 minutes away from where ASIN happens. You could walk to the Rosemont Entertainment District from Anime Central. We figured it was the perfect place for Shana to have a birthday that could include our weeb friends. It's Shauna's birthday. She should tell the story.
It's my party. I'll tell a story if I want to.
Story if she wants to.
So this was another open invite. It was pretty much the same. Like, there was people there that I didn't know really personally, but we first met up at a restaurant that was across from where ASIN usually happens. Around this time, they had just opened up this entertainment district around
Yep.
that area. It was like behind the hotels that are usually there for ASIN. This seems like a really good place to have a party, because there was like bars and clubs all in that same little area, and restaurants and everything. So it just seemed like the place to be. And plus, it was like, there's like a lot of things going on there. There was like, it was a really good setup, because even if you took public transit, it was right across the street from the Blue Line. If you guys are familiar with that, it was also a familiar area because everyone that I invited to this party had been to ASIN before, so they knew how to get there. This makes it easier for me. I don't have to plan shit. Y'all can just meet up and we can just have a good time, you know? And again, I'm not on that elitist shit. I'm not a part of a clique or anything like that. So I had an open invite. People were invited to come. Karaoke plays, where I think at the end of that party, we kind of got stuck with a bill, like a kind of bill, and people like walked away.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that. Everyone that ordered a drink in that VIP room we booked, they didn't pay for it. So we were stuck with the bill. How that room worked was anyone that ordered a drink in that room, there was a tab at the end, and the host had to pay for it. That's how they kept track of how much to charge you. And needless to say, some people dipped out on their bill, and Shauna and I had to cough out a couple $100s to pay for the people that dipped on their bills. Anyways.
So that was the situation with that, because anyone who came in there could have ordered anything and we never would have known about it. But this was something that was set up to where if we were at a restaurant, if we were at a bar, they couldn't just pin the bill on us. So it was perfect. Everything worked out. So we met up at this restaurant. It was like a Mexican restaurant. We all ordered margaritas. I had like a couple of these margaritas ordered for me by my friends that came. with the little shot that was included. It was like
Hmm.
it was like a fishbowl kind of thing, and where if you ordered the extra shot, it was like a in the shape of a shark head or something like
Yeah, yeah.
that. It was so cute, but I had a lot of those, and I was like at the point where I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Like I was drinking so much at this first place already. I had like 3 margaritas with the extra shot.
Yeah.
I think I was giving them to you at some point
Yeah.
because it was just like the easiest birthday thing to like order for me. We ordered like plates of food and stuff like that, and then this particular restaurant opened up into like an open dance floor
Yeah,
after
a
dinner.
band started playing.
Yeah, the band started playing. And they started playing songs from like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake and all these like pop songs. Everyone was having a ball because a lot of the friends that we invited were like all into that shit.
Everyone, meaning our group.
Yeah, our group.
Our group was turning up, but the rest of the restaurant wasn't ready to dance yet.
Yeah.
They were just clearing tables for the dance floor, and that's when one of our DJ friends was like, "Look, I'm friends with the DJ at the other club that's within the Rosemont Entertainment District." So he took us over there.
Yeah. So it was like right next door, and this place was a legit like club scene,
Club lounge,
yeah,
yeah.
like a club lounge kind of thing. This was like our time to party hard, so it was just a really good night, and everyone was just dancing and partying. Like people that don't usually go out to clubs like that were having a grand old time, and everyone was just happy. So I was happy that they were happy because I'm a person where if I see my group not having fun, you know, like I don't have fun, but I was lucky that my group was actually dancing and actually having a great time. So,
Yeah, once again, we were trying to introduce our cosplay peers to nightlife in their city.
yeah,
A lot of cosplayers, congoers don't go out.
nah.
We just felt so bad for our friends in Chicago. You live in one of the greatest cities in this country.
Like, how are you not having fun and going out? You know?
Yeah, how are you not experiencing your city? Chicago doesn't shut shit down till 3, 4 in the morning.
That's what I miss.
Yeah, because here in LA, they on some bullshit. But we wanted to let our Chicago friends know these places are out here. You may not feel comfortable going to downtown Chicago or whatever, but you come to ASIN every year. This is only a 5-minute steps away.
Yeah,
We wanted to let them know that you guys can come here throughout the year.
Yeah.
It's a safe tourist trap kind of area.
I would go back to ASIN today, like this year, if it was open. But like, I would go back to ASIN just to go over there to that little entertainment district over there and just have a great time. Because
This Rosemont Entertainment District, they had the club, they had the bar, if you're in the bar scene. They had a country music club.
Oh, yeah.
They had a comedy club. They had a bowling alley. Because Rosemont is right next to O'Hare Airport, it was meant for travelers and
Oh,
business
yeah.
people. So it definitely was a tourist trap.
perfect,
It was
yeah.
perfect because it was safe. Yes, if you want the deep down Chicago feel, you weren't going to get that. But if you were just an otaku wanting a safe experience, it was perfect for you. That's why we had this party here. So anyways, so we go to this club. We're having a good time. We're dancing. And then what happens, Shana?
So we were all like ordering. I was kind of surprised at how many people were ordering drinks and just being lax about that because this group was not like they weren't used to the club scene. They weren't used to like the bar scene and stuff like that. So we were all having a good time, just getting drunk and just dancing the night away. There's always like an unspoken rule at clubs where you kind of want to clear out before a certain time, before like bar fights start happening.
Yeah, in major cities, you kind of want to leave before last call because that's when people get drunk and stupid and start fighting.
Oh yeah. So I already had that in the back of my mind because a lot of the people that were with us aren't used to that in general. So I was trying to gather my group and saying like, hey, you know, let's make our way out. Some people were happy about that because they were at that point anyways. But I was trying to wrangle my group out of the door so we could all go home safely. So we were both just on our, you know, P's and Q's about that. We're just like, you know what, let's go. We got to go. So as we're trying to wrangle everyone out, I had noticed these women inside the club had a problem with each other. So I was already like, okay, you know what? Yeah, this is the perfect time to leave. So I had already seen that. I already seen some people trying to get into a tussle. The moment we stepped out, like everybody was out and safe. Some people were like waiting for taxis or whatever. We waited with my group, make sure they got into the taxi safe and everything. This scuffle, this minor scuffle, made it outside in front of the club. And for some reason, they thought that I was in the mix, and I was just standing there, just waiting for with my friends, like waiting for them to get taxis. And they're like, "And if you have a problem," I'm like, "Excuse me." I was
Yeah.
like, "What?" I didn't even say anything. I just kind of looked at them like, "What?" And she was like, all in my face, and the girl beside her was like, "Oh no, no, don't you talk to her. You need to talk to me." And I just remember them like trying to make me a part of the situation, but then they started arguing more and like going back and forth with each other. It just went from that to them being on the ground, like scuffling on the ground with each other. And then somebody in my group had filmed the entire thing. They were putting this all on Facebook and everything. And then one of my other friends in the group was a b-boy, and he was like doing his like little two-step little breakdancing thing in front of the scuffle.
It became a whole ass Royal Rumble.
It did.
This fight had multiplied. It was a domino effect. If you watch this video, you see these two girls scuffle. Then you see our friend doing some b-boy moves in the middle. It definitely became a domino effect. You see the fight spread out throughout the background of the video. At first, you see these two people getting into it. And then you see the boyfriends get into it because now the two girls are fighting.
Yeah.
And now the boyfriend's trying to break them up. But, everyone's drunk, so you get one wrong push or one wrong word. Now the boyfriends are fighting. Then our B-boy friends are jumping in the mix, just trying to have a TMZ moment. So now they're breakdancing while this fight's breaking on. But now it's like a Royal Rumble scuffle. People are bumping into each other, and now everyone's having a problem. It's spreading group to group to group, all the way to the background in the blurry. It was like 60 people just fighting for the sake of fighting. It's like someone just yelled out "bar fight" and the Royal Rumble began.
Or riot.
Yeah, they're like riot, and people were just fighting. And Shana and I are just sitting there like, what the hell
I
was
didn't
happening?
even notice what was happening over there because I'm just trying to get out of the way from the scuffle in front of me.
Yeah.
It was like something from a cartoon where it was like it just tumbled.
Yeah, it was like the Tasmanian devil just went through everyone. It's a TMZ moment, and our friends are just like, wow, way to go, Shana.
I didn't do anything. I was trying to save my group from happening.
But yeah, it's great memories of trying to invite cosplayers, congoers, otaku out to things they're not used to.
I really do love that we did that because now that we live in California, we don't have that luxury anymore. Like, if we do an open invite, nobody's going to come because we don't know that many people out here. So it's like, I'm glad we did that and I don't regret it at all. I will always say to this day that Chicago was the heart of the nerd culture for us because it just hasn't been the same ever since we left.
Chicago cosplay culture, despite all the cliques and the different groups, is probably still one of the strongest cosplay cultures I've known. Mind you, I originally came from Michigan. The Michigan scene wasn't that strong.
Yeah.
Now that we live in SoCal, Southern California is very cliquish. Still not as strong. But Chicago,
Yeah.
they've been able to cover a lot of ground and keep this community together. Chicago had a very strong scene, and I miss that as well.
It was one of the purest groups that I've ever been around, and I miss it terribly. And I just wish that we could have that here. I love it. It's always going to be in my heart.
Yeah. With that said, enjoy your birthday as best you can. I understand it's 2020. We can't have these public celebrations anymore. There's still so many things we can do that we don't even think about. So many of us take technology for granted. A lot of us before COVID and all this, we weren't having these big popping parties anyway.
Exactly.
We might get together with 5 people and call it a birthday. But now we can do things like have Zoom parties. A great example we just experienced, Yaya Han and Brian Bowling just got married. They had a Zoom wedding party. We were fortunate enough to be a part of that. Hundreds of people tuned in, told their Yaya and Brian stories, and it was so beautiful. This Zoom live stream lasted for 6 hours and 40 minutes. We all can still have experiences like that. We can still have a Zoom birthday party, a Twitch birthday party. Don't let COVID shut everything down. let's be honest, most of us didn't hang out with a lot of our friends until we're at cons anyway.
Mhm.
Our only interactions was online. So why can't you enjoy your birthday online
Mhm.
with your friends? That's all I'm saying. Don't let 2020 and COVID ruin your birthday. It's your special day. Shauna and I are doing some epic shit for Shauna's birthday this month and Halloween. If y'all want to tune back into the main channel, fan service Renji, y'all can see what we doing for Shauna's birthday. We about to transform our entire apartment for Shauna's birthday and Halloween. Since that's Shauna's favorite time of the year, fall,
Mhm.
Halloween. I'm usually never here for Halloween because I'm always at YomaCon, but this year I wanted Shauna to have whatever she wanted.
We're about to transform our entire apartment into one of my favorite themes of all time, and during this quarantine and everything like that, like this is the perfect time to do so. I would never have time before this quarantine to actually do something like this. So I'm just taking it how it is. I'm just going with the flow and I'm enjoying every moment of it.
Yeah.
You have to during times like this when you're restricted to do things and not everything's the same as what it used to be, but it could be better and you could see it in a different light and you can see things in a different way and finally have time to do things that you never had time to do before.
We've been in quarantine for 6 months. As I said before, we have to start picking up the pieces of our life and enjoy what we can within the guidelines.
Mhm.
Yeah, it sucks we can't go out and do things, but it's amazing that we can do this.
Mhm.
This one thing that we've been wanting to do for so long.
Mhm.
That's how we're seeing it. Enjoy your special day, whether it be your birthday, your anniversary, or your favorite holiday.
Mhm.
Don't let anything stop you from it. If 2020 has taught you anything, now's the time to do whatever the hell you want to do.
Yes.
Except murder people. Don't do that. That's bad. With all that said, it is Shauna's birthday month. She ain't asking for anything, but you know what? Since we online, I'm about to put the plug in. If y'all want to get her something for her birthday, she'll have an Amazon wish list at some point because she doesn't really have one. I'll make her make one. So if y'all want to get her something on this wish list, whether it be a cosplay or an outfit,
Mhm.
y'all can get it for her. We'll do the shoot, and you can have the pictures first. Even though Shauna makes all her own cosplays, so maybe y'all can like donate to like
You can support me on my Twitch because during this time I am making things for this themed birthday party of mine. So if you want to get me a gift and support my birthday month, you can watch my streams, my live streams on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Shana_Mostella. And I would greatly appreciate just your company. Or if you want to subscribe to me through there, you can do a whole bunch of things.
yeah.
So
We'll put all the links below.
I would greatly appreciate it because you guys have been amazing and I love you guys so much.
Oh my God, it is so hot in this apartment. Like, y'all don't even understand. There's a heat wave in Southern California right now.
Yeah.
So, anyways, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Shinobi Squad Podcast. It's Shauna's birthday month. I'm fan service Renji.
I'm Shana Mostella.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.